Hello and welcome to this little online how-to to do Google SketchUp, which is the free drafting program that we're going to use for computer-aided drafting. So we're going to start out by finding SketchUp. And when you open up Google, you're signed in with your school account, you're going to go over to the little Google Apps grid. And you're going to scroll down. You're going to see that you probably don't have this in there. I have a bunch of them. I do, because I have it downloaded. But you're going to go to More from Google Workplace. And you're going to type in Sketch, S-K-E-T-C-H. And we can see that a whole bunch of things come up, but you're going to click the first one, SketchUp for Schools. And like I said, you can see I have mine installed. You would go in, add it. I believe your accounts have the ability to add it. So we're going to go there right away. Okay, if I click it, you can see it'll tell you to install it. So very cool program. So then you have to go back to the little grid and scroll down and find it, and it's right there. It's going to load. This brings up a good point. You need to have all of the tabs closed on your computer or your Chromebook. It'll ask you to sign in with your Google account, and you would use your school email address. Otherwise, it won't work. You can see there's a lot of things that I've created. The hope chest that the seniors made, some barn quilts. I plan out all kinds of different things using this program for you guys. So over here off to the left, there's Home, Account, Google Drive. So everything you make will be saved to Google Drive. And then you're going to share that folder with me so I can grade the folders. You're going to make a folder named SketchUp 2020. Imports and exports. SketchUp used to be a computer program that you downloaded onto a actual computer. And I have files that we used to make, and I could upload them on here. But we're going to create something new. So I'm going to click this lovely little button right here, and it has three options: simple template, feet and inches, simple template meters, and simple template millimeters. We're going to click the feet and inches one. Okay, it's going to pop up with this nice green grass looking stuff and the blue sky. And we can see some coordinates up and down, side to side. Okay, looks a lot like something out of math class. And then there's this weird looking lady. Yes, that's a lady. Her name is Temple Grandland. She is a famous animal scientist. She's autistic, and she has developed so many cool ways of working livestock. Because of her handicap, it gave her that ability to see how that would work the best. So we're going to click her, and she's going to turn blue. And you're going to hit the delete button. And you can notice there is a title up here. And we're going to title this one Cube. And I'm going to put 2020 behind mine because I already have one that says Cube. I'm going to click OK. And it's saving it. It's going to take a little time. See, it went to the Google Drive. There we go. And I'm going to click SketchUp. I already have a folder named SketchUp somewhere. There we go. Do not go any further. If you click into the folder, it won't let you save. So click and click select, and now we have Cube 2020. Okay, so we're going to go through some of the features. There's an erase button, or the eraser. There is a fill button. You'll see this menu pops up with all kinds of different things to fill with. You can click all the buttons to see. There's a lot of different like patterns and stuff like that. Okay, So you can fill different things. The pencil tool is what you're going to be using the most. So there's two pencil tools. I'm going to get rid of this over here so you can see everything. There's two pencil tools. There's a freeform pencil tool and a straight line pencil tool. We're going to be using the straight line pencil tool the most. Okay. There's other tools for drawing circles, boxes, letters, shapes. Here's the circle one. This is the other tool that we're going to be using a lot. It's the push-pull tool. Okay, we're not going to be using the follow me or offset ones. Notice how I'm rolling over. I can see what they are named. That's handy. But we're going to be using the push-pull tool. And you'll see why. This is just a few ways to view it. Okay. Moving. This is the move button, the rotate, and the scale. The other ones that you're going to find that we use the most include this tape measure to measure things and put guidelines in. This dimensions tool that does the same thing as drawing dimensions, only with the click of a button. The protractor tool I've used quite a bit. I have not dabbled so much with some of these other ones. Here you can see the footprint, the walk. This is if you were making something 3D like a house and you wanted to go inside. The other one that we use a lot is in here. The rotator orbit axis one is very handy. The hand or pan, that means you can drag it around with your hand. The zoom button, the zoom window, and the zoom extents. So this puts everything that you've drawn inside the frame. Zoom, you can zoom into specific details, and the zoom window I don't use a whole lot. That brings up another good point, having a mouse. I have a mouse on my computer. A cordless mouse is very handy, and I have 6 of them in my classroom for each one of you, or 1 for each one of you. We're going to go over to this menu over here now, and it's going to pop out. So we already talked about materials. Okay, there's the instructor. They tell you how to use something if I don't cover how to use it. Okay, so I have the orbit tool selected. It's telling me how to use the orbit tool. The next one, like we said, materials. This is the search one. That's just whatever comes up when you search. Or if you've selected something over here that pops up in a menu. Styles. So we can do different styles of how it looks. I haven't dabbled with that one so much. Tags. This is the one that really is important, the scenes one. So right now we're in perspective view. And we don't really want to draw things in perspective view because it can screw up our thinking system of what we're drawing when we're drawing in 3 dimensions at first. So we're going to actually go into the parallel projection view, and you can see what a difference that made. It brought us all green, and just the way that the axes look. We're no longer looking on the horizon. We are parallelly projected. It's going to be very helpful. There's also other scenes. So the front, there's a little house. Okay, this is the front, top, back, side to the left, side to the right. And then there are the isometric views. So those are all the orthographic views. These are the isometric views. And you can go from each direction. Okay. If you go down here, it resets you to where you were. I'm going to orbit just a hair, like that. Okay. So now we're going to draw our first drawing. Oh, I'll go through some of the other ones. Oh, this is where you can choose to see the axes, so I can click that and then it's just bare. Not fun. The guides. So then there's a button that they used to not have is delete all guides. You can make guides with the tape measure tool, and then when you don't want to see them, you just delete them all. Okay, there's shadows, you can do fog, there's all kinds of different things. Lots of people do a lot of technical drawings with it. So the biggest thing in this menu is going to the little scenes button, clicking parallel projection at the beginning of every drawing. Okay, and some other ones. Model info, it tells you how big everything is. Snap intervals. So this thing will become very smart for you. It will actually copy certain dimensions that you've used frequently, which is really cool. So precision up to a 1/16 of an inch. We can go all the way to a 1/64 of an inch if we want. I'm going to click that. Format is every 1/2 inch, so that is fine. And then we have the solid inspector. So we aren't preparing any of our drawings for 3D printing, but if we were, it would inspect it. So we're going to go right over to this little guy right here, the pencil, the straight pencil, and I'm going to kind of search a little bit until I find that origin dot, the black dot. And I'm going to click. I'm also going to drag out, okay, and kind of go like this. You see that? But I'm going to snap onto the red axis. It's going to pop out saying red axis. And then I'm going to use my numbers and the enter key to get precise measurements. So I'm going to hit 5. We can see down in the bottom right corner, it says 5. Then I'm going to hit enter. And that's pretty small. Okay, so then we're going to zoom in. I'm going to use the wheel on my mouse to zoom in. Or you can come over here and do that. That's a little bit too much. Okay, so I'm going to not zoom in anymore. I'm going to zoom out with my mouse. That's why the mouse is handy. Then I'm going to go grab the pencil again. You can see that it's still going. If it's not, you get to click on this little green dot. Okay. Notice when I search, it snaps to this green axis. That's what we want. You're going to hit the 5 key and enter again. Now I got to zoom out even more. Okay. And then I'm going to try to hit the red axis again. Okay. 5, enter. And if we look from side to side, if I take this endpoint and connect it to this endpoint, it turns green now. It should say 5 down in the bottom corner. I'm actually going to get rid of this little menu over here. So, pretty easy. We're going to take the push-pull tool now. That's this one. So we go over to the menu, look through all of our options until it comes up push-pull, click, and you're going to do the top one, push-pull. And you're going to roll it over your shape. Once you roll it over your shape, there's going to be a lot of little blue dots. That's when you're going to click just once. And we can go up or we can go down. We're going to go up. Do not click yet. We want it 5 inches because we're making a cube. So I, without clicking, type in 5 and hit enter. And now I have a perfect cube. Then I'm going to go over to my menu where it says the little 3 thing. I'm going to use my 3 thing, the dimension tool, to show that it's a 5-inch cube dimensions. The way this works is you roll it over your line and the line turns blue. Okay? You're going to click and pull down or pull whichever direction you want. Okay? I'm going to go over here. Oh, there's always the undo button. And I'm going to go on this face now and show that all of these faces are 5 inches. Then I'm going to use my rotate tool underneath the bottom with the little zoom button, orbit, so that I can mark every single side. Is this excessive? Yes. Will I make you do this every time? No. But we will put dimensions on everything, just not as heavily. Because if you measure one thing and it mirrors it on the other side, you really don't need to measure it again. Everyone should see that. So I'm just trying to put them in the center a little bit. And then I'm going to orbit and show you what sometimes can happen where I go to the bottom. Okay. And put a dimension on there. But if you, for some reason, hit this button, it will measure from side to side. Okay? It's kind of weird. I like to grab, but then it lets you like go other directions, which is also funky. I like to just grab a line. So then I'm going to go over to my view over here to the scenes button. And I am going to pick this button right here. And now you can see the green again. And that is how you make your first drawing. Then you hit the save button. It does not save automatically like things on Google Drive, unfortunately, and like a Google Doc. So then it says saved and I can exit out. So you will receive a number of drawings to practice, and then we are going to go much further in depth on the project you're actually going to make in carpentry. So we'll see you later.